presentare il prossimo relatore, Sadir Anoush.
Sadir was born in Beirut, Lebanon, and I think he's even a little cuter than Kathy was. He moved to the U.S. when he was only 3 weeks old because his father, who was a PhD in economics, had a position at the United Nations. And Sadir actually grew up in New York City. He moved back to Beirut when his father was transferred, and he went to high school and then received an international baccalaureate. However, as in Lebanon, when war broke out, his family returned to the U.S., and Sadir attended college at the University of Michigan, and then medical school in Detroit. He subsequently moved to Washington, D.C., where he did his residency at George Washington University, where I actually first met Sadir. When Francesco asked me to give this introduction, I don't think he was really aware of my relationship with Sadir. I actually have a 35-year relationship with Sadir. My first position right out of fellowship was at George Washington University, where he began his residency. And we've been close friends now for over 35 years. In 1990, he met Lorena Riverol, who was a cornea specialist from Mexico City, and they got married in 1991. And I think Sadir will even be surprised that I actually still had his wedding program from 1991. His wedding in Mexico City, here you can see him on the left with his beautiful bride with an extravagant affair. And our friendship continued. I believe this is back in Amsterdam a number of years ago. Sadir obtained his medical degree from Wayne State University, and as I mentioned already, did his residency at George Washington, where I first met him. He then went and did his fellowship at Emory University, and he then moved to Philadelphia, where he's been since. He's currently an attending surgeon at Wills Eye Hospital. He's also a very active medical director of the Lions Eye Bank of Delaware Valley, and we know him really as a consummate surgeon and teacher. But more so, I know him as a lifelong friend. In addition to his ophthalmology, he's a very proud father. Recently, 2 years ago, Monica, his older daughter, graduated from Yale University in 2016, and Edward, his son, recently graduated from Duke University in just a month or two ago. What he's going to be discussing today is the evolution of the corneal triple procedure. And as most of us know, good things come in threes. And while the triple procedure may not be as exciting as a triple play, and I know this is the wrong sport at the wrong time for the World Cup, but there's nothing in soccer that's a triple, so. And this is actually, for those who aren't that familiar with American baseball, you're not supposed to have two people on the same base at the same time. And this guy steps off and gets tagged, and they don't get paid because of their brains. But hopefully what we'll find is that the evolution of the corneal triple procedure will be almost as interesting, but much more educational than that triple play. It's really a pleasure of me to introduce the 2018 Cisco Medal Lecturer, Sadir